Hey, this is Raw from Oops All Ghosts. We are here with a live guest, Stan, who has willingly hopped on to share his experiences in paranormal encounters. I reached out to him on Reddit there and asked if he'd be willing to share, and luckily we have him here. How are you doing, Stan?
Hey everybody, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. The sun started shining. It was like a really gray morning, but now the sun is out and my energy has just been lifted.
That's perfect. Glad to hear.
You said you just came back from Venice and you said you had a great time, and literally you just got off the flight, what, like yesterday or 2 days ago?
It was on Sunday we came back.
On Sunday you came back.
So 2 days ago.
Yeah. And now the Reddit I read was about a shadow person following you for a huge chunk of your life here. Could you tell me more about that?
Yes, of course. Well, everything started since when I was a child, because most of my family, they tend to see paranormal stuff, which many people, even though they see this, they don't speak about it. They don't even care about it. But we started having experiences with this when our grandma died. That's when my sister started having really bad dreams, and she started seeing my grandma when she came to her when she was sleeping with my parents. And for me, everything started when I was oh my god, how old I was. I was maybe 14, 15, something like that. In that age, we were a group of friends, and right next to our house there was a construction of another house, and it all started there when we were playing. I don't know if you know movie Scream with the ghost face.
The movie Scream.
Do you know the movie?
Yeah, with Ghostface there.
Yeah. So we had a mask and we were playing hide and seek on a Scream type of fun. So everyone was hiding around the house, and I was wearing the mask. And when I went to the second floor, there was a balcony. I went out to the balcony and you could see my house, and we had a super tall wooden fence. And I just looked there and I was like, what the hell? Who is that? And there was a super tall, really super tall, 2.5 meters tall person just walking and looking directly at me. It was pitch black. There was a dark person with the dark clothing, with a black hat, and the face, I couldn't see the face, nothing. But that was the first time, and what I was the reaction is oh my god, who is that? That's a little weird to see, but you don't even mind it. You don't even think about it for the first time when it happens.
Yeah, you're kind of just living through it. Wow. To sit there and see that stranger in a location you're used to, I'd be peeing my pants.
Yeah, well, we were children, so we were not paying attention much to that stuff. We were also playing a lot. We had in our town, we were a group of kids from the street, and a lot of times we went to play to the cemetery, because there was cemetery super close to our house, and we were playing a lot of times hide and seek on the cemetery. And for me to play hide and seek on the cemetery, I was shitting my pants already, because when you are a kid and you can see a lot of weird stuff. So this continued when later, maybe I have no direct timeline when it was the next operation happened, but again, I was playing with my friends. We went to their house. We were playing hide and seek again, and that was in their house. We were in the living room. Then they had a long hallway, and on the left side was their parents' bedroom. Then there was a bathroom, and the last was their girls' bedroom. And the girls were hiding themselves, and when I was walking from living room to their bedroom, and I looked over to the bedroom of their parents, I saw again the same person peeking from behind the bed of their parents. And that's when I got super scared, because it was a, again, super tall person white face with no facial expressions, no nose, no eyes, no mouth, nothing. It was just like leaning from behind the bed, looking at me. And I passed in. That was like maybe 2 seconds when I passed around, and then I was like, "What the fuck did I just saw?" So I went back, and there was nothing. That was when I started like, "No, there was nothing." And then I was like super scared, so I started screaming like, "Hey girls, like, hey, can you come here? Because there is something weird happening." And when I told them, they were so freaking scared that we stopped playing any games, and we just went directly to our parents because that was really scary.
Yeah, and this was all in the graveyard too, right?
No. The second operation was in their house. This was in my friend's house. Before we were playing a lot hide and seek also on the graveyard, but on graveyard I was just having like a weird sensation, feeling that there is something watching us, or someone, like when you're on a cemetery at night, especially, like you're not gonna feel very nice there.
Okay, so at the
But
cemetery you felt a presence, and then at your friend's house you saw the exact same figure appear.
yeah, that was the second time, and that was when I started to be scared. Like, what the hell is happening? Why am I seeing this? And that was the second time. And since then, I had couple like really weird. I had always feeling when I was home or when I was somewhere that there is a presence with me, that there is someone watching me, and there is always like someone behind my back. But it wasn't anything so serious until like, when I became like older teenager, I started drinking, so I wasn't paying attention much to this stuff, since like we were going out, hanging out, going for bars and clubs, drinking a lot. But then when I was in my 20s, I was like, 26, 27, 26, yeah. I moved with my ex-boyfriend. Right now, we moved in together in the capital of my country, in Slovakia. The capital is called Bratislava. And we moved in together. And that's when everything started happening all over again, like even more intense, and it started becoming really, really crazy. But imagine, in the whole time when this happened, I never spoke to anyone. I have never told anyone what happened to me. And I was just feeling very weird. When we moved in there, it was like, again, like I told you, weird shit happening. Sometimes I heard voices when I went for a shower. Imagine I was alone at house, and from nowhere, my name started being called out. Like, "Hey, Stan!" And I was in the shower. I'm like, "What the fuck? Who is there? Who is calling my name?" There was no one in our house. So that's how it started again. And then later on, when we were living in the apartment for like 5 or 6 months, my ex's friend, she moved to another house which was above on the top floor. And we got to know each other very well, and we started talking. And again, like, I never told her what I have seen and stuff, but we started talking about like paranormal stuff in general. Like, hey, I think I have seen ghosts and like this and that. And she was telling me, "Hey, son, like, you're not gonna believe, but I think about myself like I'm some kind of a witch or something, because like I also have a lot of experiences with this. I can feel the presence of something else." And when she was a child, she was telling me that she had seen some small, like, goblin type of creatures at night, which is super weird. Why would you see something like this? And one night, she came to our house, and we were just talking, chatting, and then she was like, "Stan, I have to ask you something. Just don't think I'm crazy or anything. Listen, I'm not fucking joking. There is freaking someone standing in your bedroom. I don't know who it is. It's a very tall figure. I see mostly like dark clothing. I cannot make out the face, and it has something on its head." And that's when I started, like, right now I'm shaking when I'm just talking about it. I went completely pale, and I asked, like, "Are you joking? Is this a joke or something?" And she was like, "No, I'm dead serious that there is someone standing in there." And I told her, "Okay, Dom, like, listen, now you're gonna freak out, but I have to tell you. And that's what, for the first time when I told her about the person that I saw, and we both went pale and scared. Like, what the fuck just happened? What the frick did she just saw?
She
So
literally
that's
called
when
it out.
the
Wow.
things, yeah, that's when it started to get really serious in our house, with a lot of other experiences we had. Also, since my ex, he was a non-believer. He didn't believe this shit. He was like, yeah, ghost, yeah, that's all fun, and like, this is a crap that you make up and stuff. Until one night when we were sleeping, we woke up because there was a banging on the wall, and I was literally like scared shitless, because imagine that you're sleeping in your bed, then you woke up. We had no neighbors behind. We had no neighbors on my right side because there was nothing. There was just the end wall of the building, and then there was like nothing, just air. And on the next side, we had continuation of our flat, like we had kitchen and stuff. So behind us, there was no one living, and on my right side, there was nothing. And from my right side, you heard like a scratching on the wall, and it was on the bottom of the wall, like scratching, but strong scratching, like you would dig your fingernails in the wall and scratch all over, and then the scratching moved from there under our bed. That was like, oof. That was really when my ex was super scared. That was for the first time when he was like, what the fuck that just happened?
So you would hear the scratching go from one side of the wall to the other side of the wall?
Yeah, it started with a banging, and then you heard a scratch from one side of the wall, then it moved under the bed, and then it stopped.
And
that was like super weird.
Was this multiple occurrence of this, or just the one time it happened?
This was, I think it happened twice. But first time was like super, super intense, and then the second one happened a bit later, but it wasn't like, it wasn't as loud, I just woke up like, what is happening there? And you heard again like the sound of scratching on the wall, but I didn't pay much attention to it anymore. Because when something happens second time, you're already kind of like prepared for something like this, that it can happen. And it doesn't surprise you anymore that much.
Yeah, you kind of got
that's
wow.
A lot of things were happening in our house. Then we started talking a lot about this thing, and every time my friend, when she came to our house, she was telling me like, hey, can you please just shut the door to your bedroom, because I just can't, I can see the person still standing there, and it's just like, she was feeling very uncomfortable.
She continuously saw it. Like, did anything like occur while she was there, or she would just say it's just standing there?
No, it was, imagine that you would buy, let's say, a life-size figure, okay? And you just put it in one spot, and it's going to be there. It's not moving, it's just going to be there.
It's just there.
But, yeah, and sometimes when, after some time, she told me like, hey, something happened with you guys or something, because I can see that the person is not standing on that side, but is on the right side of the bed now. And I told her like, yeah, you're not going to believe, but we changed the sides where we sleep. So I was sleeping before on the left side of the bed, and then I moved to the right side. So instantly the thing just moved to the right side of the bed, and it was exactly where I was sleeping.
Wow. It actually switched sides. Like the mannequin went from one side and the other. And you didn't tell that friend anything. It was just she showed up and she called it out.
She was just like, yeah, hey, what happened? Yeah, what happened? It moved to the other side. Like, what happened? It was like, nothing. We just switched sides.
Jeez, I got goosebumps, Stan. Like, to hear
I feel already like a little shaking when I'm talking about it, because those are not super nice memories.
Wow.
But it's completely fine.
You also shipped me that video about the cap with your it's iced tea, right?
Yeah. Imagine like I was in the bathroom, cleaning the bathroom, and my ex was sitting in the kitchen table, and then he just started screaming like, "Hey, something is happening! Come here!" I was like, "What's happening?" I came there and he was like, "Look at this," and we were just standing there looking at this. Like the lid was going up and down, for good 2 minutes.
Yeah, like the loose lid was literally floating all the way to the top there and hooking and then going down slowly. Like I couldn't explain it because like iced tea doesn't have the carbonation in it.
Yeah, there is no gas inside, nothing. So there was no explanation for us. Like, what the hell? How is this possible that this is happening?
Is there any like other circumstances that happen, like the cap or dishes or cabinets?
I have never seen this happen before. Like this, really, I have never seen anything like this happen. None. I have seen apparitions, I have seen ghosts and stuff, but never anything like physical that something would be flying or opening. This was like really like for the first time when stuff. Well, this was the first time when something physical like the lid of the bottle was moved up and down. I once, when I was a child again, in our old house, when we were living where I grew up in the house, there was one time when a curtain of a window, no window was open, nothing. And imagine like you just touch and pull the curtain. That's the movement I have seen. Like just something pulled the curtains, and that's it. And that was again like from nothing, from nowhere. I had no idea what happened.
But mostly it's seeing apparitions. Oh man, here and there, like the white-faced figure. Does it show up at all? You said it kind of stopped or slowed down where you're living now.
Well, I can tell you I had still more like experiences with it, because that was just like a start when I started talking with my friend about it. But it became more intense when it started like directly following me whenever I went. It was exactly in the same room with me. So it started moving like when I went from outside of the bedroom to the living room. She told me it is standing with you here in the living room. Then when I was in the living room, sometimes I saw it standing in the entry hallway. It was there, just standing there and looking directly at me all the time. And once I had another encounter when I was playing Cyberpunk on my computer, and I was playing it in a pitch black. I had my headphones on, no one was at home, and then imagine like you're playing, there is a pitch black all around you, and then from my top left corner there was a white head directly like came in front of my face into my vision. And that's when I like, seriously bro, I jumped so hard. That's when I started like swearing out loud, like, leave me the fuck alone, go away, just don't do this, I don't want this, I don't want any of this happening anymore. And that was the first and the last time like it scared me like that.
Jeez. So you called out, you said, I don't want this no more. Did it change? Like, did it set back or just disappear?
Yeah, my friend, she was telling me like whenever it is something bad or something, you need to just call it out loud. You just need to really like be very aggressive, be like that, and tell it like, leave me the fuck alone. And then it went again, like it never happened to me. That I have seen it still around the house, but it never scared me like that anymore.
Wow.
I was always thinking that it was some kind of maybe a guardian angel of mine, or I have no freaking idea what it was, that it was with me. But it was there until I moved here to Spain. And after I moved to Spain, then my sister called me after like, what, a month or something. And she was like, hey, do you remember about the guy that you were seeing? Well, now it's following me. So she was like, thank you so much for that.
Wow. So it seems like you talked to your sister about that to be able to like call you up and be like, hey, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, well, I have mentioned it to my sister like once when I see something like this, because like I told you before, my sister, my brother, anyone in our family, we don't like to talk out loud about this stuff, because whenever you start talking about ghosts to my sister, she gets goosebumps. Like she's not feeling comfortable and stuff, because she has seen also a lot of stuff when she was younger. And that was pretty shocking to me when she called me and told me like, hey, your friend is now following me. I see him. I don't know what to do to get rid of him.
Jeez. And was she able to do anything to help? Was there anything where like she was starting to get the progression of encounters? Like you were saying, there was that one instance where like it scared you.
Yeah, she mostly have seen it when she was in the bed and she didn't close the door completely. She told me it was standing behind the door and watching her through the hallway, which was also very creepy. I cannot imagine that feeling. Like, you know, when you're going to bed, it's dark, you have your doors open to your bedroom and you feel that someone is watching you. That's very not very nice feeling.
No, there'd
But
be
it
no
seems
sleep.
that recently she haven't mentioned it, so I think it maybe stopped or something.
Oh, that's good. And
Yeah.
have you had any
But
encounters where you're living now, or has it just been like your sister?
actually, I did have two encounters here in Spain in our house. Once was when I was sleeping. I woke up once, and when I woke up at night, I saw again a dark figure standing right next to me in a bed, looking at me directly. And then second one, I woke up that I saw again the dark person like walking from my side to in front of me, like it was leaving from my side away, like. And since then, I'm always scared to be alone in the house at night, especially. I hate it.
No, especially if you feel like something's watching you. You know, like I get the goose prickles thinking there's something here, and I'm like, all lights on tonight.
Listen, there is always something happening. There are a lot of things that we cannot explain. There is no scientific explanation for that. And when I was talking with the friends a lot, we were talking about that there is when we are children, I don't know if there are 6 chakras. I don't know if you know this stuff about chakras and energies and that stuff, but there are like 6 chakras that you can open. And the third chakra is the most important one, that is the third eye. And only certain amount of people will keep the third eye opened until the adulthood. Because mostly when you are a child, you have all chakras open. And that's why also a lot of children, sometimes, I don't know if you have seen, a lot of children, they see something that we cannot see. They talk to something that we cannot see. A lot of times they pretend to see deceased grandparents or something just like that, but we cannot see it because when you're an adult, we are distracted by other things. We don't believe in this stuff and things. So that's when your third chakra, your third eye will close and you stop paying attention to what is around. You just pay attention, to your work, to your partner, to your house or everything else, like whatever you want to pay attention to. But the more you pay attention to your surroundings and like you want to see the other side and something that is happening, it may happen that you're going to start seeing the stuff again.
It's
yeah, it's a long discussion. It's very deep discussion.
Especially on such a thing, right? Because it's like what they say. Also, animals have a very close distinction to seeing those things as well.
Yeah, cats are from like the ancient Egypt. That's why the Egyptians were using cats, because they were like the protectors. So cats are like one of the best pets to have at your house when you are feeling like there is something supernatural, because they mostly tend to keep away the bad spirits. That's at least what it's being said.
Do you have any pets at home yourself, Stan?
No, I'm allergic to cats and dogs, so I can't.
Fair enough.
But we want to get a little chihuahua later.
Hopefully it won't start barking in corners and stuff for you, because oh man, I love hearing these stories, but I do not do well surviving in them. So I mean, hearing your stories, I think I've had like probably at least 4 or 5 goosebumps just listening, especially that one where like it jumped at you. Oh man, no, thank you.
That was horrible. Really, I would never wish anyone can experience that, because that is really, it was so unexpected and it surprised me so much that it was really bad.
Is there anything else you think you'd like to share there, Stan?
I think I shared with you most that I can remember from the situations and experiences I had. Like, I would recommend to everyone, whenever there is someone that is non-believer to paranormal stuff, just open your mind to anything. stop paying attention too much to the cell phone and start living in the present and watch what is happening around you. And that's, I think, when you're going to see the most stuff.
That's very insightful words, right? Because like the more you distract with everything else, it's harder to see what's like in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. Like I started watching a lot of UFO documentaries and stuff because I have seen also some shit on the sky, which I'm like, nice. And it seems that it's happening all over the world. So yeah. Supernatural stuff and UFOs and that stuff, that's all connected to each other.
Oh man, we'll have to see what like 10 years down the road is, you know? Like, is this UFO stuff going to be more potent or not? Who knows? I'm in for it. I'm just expecting when the time will come when they will actually present themselves that they are living among us for already some time, and we're not going to be surprised. Right? Like, let's get this out of the box. We're ready.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Stan. I want to say thank you so much for hopping online with me and sharing your stories here. They were honestly amazing and scary to listen to.
Thank you so much for having me.
I hope you get to enjoy the rest of your day, and stay spooky.
Thank you so much.
Bye now. Alright, that was Stan sharing his awesome and pretty bone-chilling stories of his encounters with the pale-faced man. Have you guys ever experienced stuff like that? And constantly too, like, imagine seeing the same apparition for years. Like, I don't know, and a friend to call it out, you know, to actually have that real proof of what you're saying. Oh, no, thank you. Anyways, guys, that was a great interview there. This is Oops All Ghosts. So if you've stayed around this far, I want to say thank you to you too. If you want to share your stories, you can hit up oopsallghosts@gmail.com or any of our social media links. We'd love to have you on. This episode will be broadcast on YouTube as well as Spotify. We are working towards other podcast channels, but that's coming in time. This is a silly, fun project for me, so I really appreciate everyone hopping on, sharing their stories, as this is just hearing real people with their experiences in the paranormal. Stay spooky.